When I call by each show, the only guy in the industry, about guy. Na ma launch mo ho me go minde nyibri entertainment industry mu ensam oritwegu papa minyim da waso mu kakao epedeti ensam wo record nyina nyo ye ba ba pensen mu enya mo record wa ha before the week ended last week or be ended yet say there was a emoji malaichi adena my confused because flyers na za mu hu na mo ju oh wa considered for nomination ewie most man na Grammys one logo na de bobobodo echi wose echi na chere asam no wa yin bedo rodo hunan answer na ye boko discussion no na kase bia ye bobodo be 2 minutes bi na ya share but then in there ye be ababo share the main topic ye ba ya ba discussing in there but say what say EP listening album listening na bada listening na bada listening oyabadi ne significance ankasa no onanya abadi enwum no nkofo kete ewie a and then what yeba na yaba be dem person mu nyina na menyimu nuanu mebie no wo industry mu na menyihon ba be Eric Tosca Eric mpome bibi aboko yeda nyamiasi yeda mo akwaba
yenya
thank you
you me don't yenya
yenya no manta mo honto ina Adam Mesa Chotome Adam akwaba
yeah
bibi aboko
yeah bibesi yami adum ni experience eno ana ede na mo
natakashi kakra yeda yi
na also dey
ahoma so 247 ni yedi name
bia kakra
yeda nyamiase na Eric mamenye won shase I want to know who the neutral who thesis chade na emi hole ye ho argument papa emoji na asam trehen mu ye na flyer bi aba Grammy dedado nkofo wishing congratulations aba some bay
na ono ye post
okay
I know express gratitude to Grammys for considering his nominations no penno
okay
no, for I think new artists gospel
it's no ono wa file a nomination
I file for nomination so
okay
what Grammy does is that after you file for nomination you can put up a flyer to tell them say okay you can consider me in this nominations so before nominations in could drew main way for no so no main board no so no there's a kind of academy that selects consideration of songs and we categories nominees no they select it first before it goes to the main one into no bit me put here out an artwork or a flyer beer or be posted on your timeline you can add the links of your works a link to the voting way no way for portal for no, because they have that recording academy members no or more access to it to vote so when you put it out then they will see okay he's vying for this category this and this and this category so that like will be on top of mind so that more so into no be a post and I express gratitude to Senia he's been considered but then that not be a post no na selection of that consideration will end the next day he did a post on 19th now selection of that consideration list will end on 20th of October.
Okay.
It's not and yes he's been selected in Puna as a catcher because even with that no consideration they won't tell you the consideration when they finish that is when they will forward it to the main board and then they will select the final nominations.
Okay.
And the final nominations will be out on 10th November.
Oh, okay.
So the post he did was like thanking them the Grammys for it. It was quite misleading. So the congratulations it's no wrong to ever congratulate, you know. Once you have a good like an intention of doing something, one can wish you well. I know it's no wrong. But then the caption no and misleading. And then another thing was the artwork no. Grammys no more rules be terms and conditions be about consideration 10 so artwork now be no you don't have to put logo also.
Oh, okay.
You just have to put your picture and tell them what you want on it. The only thing you can do is Grammys, but much give you a Grammys also.
I ain't to move logo
and also. And his artwork had Grammys logo too. Also, big one back when I could talk back in the right corner.
Or not disqualifying.
They stated it in their terms and conditions. Oh yeah, you don't have to do it. So it disqualifies him from it.
Teacher, that's a final list. That may be the reason.
Yes, but the thing is that may be, but the thing too is he might be lucky.
Okay.
He might be lucky because opposed I saw it like after 16 hours. 16 hours and made me here. And I did the post and he took it down. So if he's lucky now, so and they did a new one.
Yeah, I saw the new one away.
They did a new one. So when who be a first one no post here now, it might go for him. That is if they want to consider him. Because he's part of their way, Yeah, so if they want to consider him, he might and that's someone who first one now. It's my feel.
Oh, I see. Adam, a quick one answer in the topic no do. Ma Eric Ricky, I want to believe the flyer no obi no ye ma emoji. Yeah. And nankasa na o say there yeni day ma. And you know the industry me ho bibinya obi tum design the flyer bi.
Every flyer, your flyer, you communicate your intentions. And see, it could be how it was communicated to the person. And on a man that designing idea no emanate the yes. And normally you design you need to look at the preview it and BB woman you say if you want to come one say okay now post here it means you side with the Anipano and I think say it could be where the problem started. And I'm sure that he later did the right thing because we share the world over most of the labels, record labels, Universal, Def Jam, money are there, artists are filing more, they posted all of them on their platforms. And congratulating them because through that, maybe some of the academy members will come across and pay attention to the song so that a bomb anymore they can, they can push that agenda for you. So it's a way I would be used to, popularize or create awareness. That's basically to create awareness. He could have done it without, at times, I did be now, maybe in that industry, Bibisa, Minyesho Zabia, Bibisa, Obi Bibisa about house that within them. So he thought that Ono Akoye trying to set the pace, He's trying to be not to be straightforward, but create a certain, perception. And you will be your friend ELM. That is a elaborative likelihood model in communication, and the elaborative likelihood model. It's just people is a way of persuading people to take information. People pick information or are persuaded through two ways. There is the central route and there is the peripheral. Now the central route is that people look at the content, what it is, analyze. Instead of being criticized like Eric, they will analyze and see whether information now they ban it's correct before they take. Then there is those who take it from the peripheral, and the peripheral they watch the surface. Nipano, into will be okotoaba or akweni hofe, no atuama. They are the peripheral. So some politicians who understand communication know this ELM. So they take advantage of it to get those who are, and you come and Convo be a peripheral, almost find information from the peripheral. They take advantage of the peripheral, drop it so that they pick it around with it. And so you are correct, drop it the peripheral way for those who take the surface to run with it and leave out those who criticize or look at the content to deal with it. So I think ono pena unyaino. And I think the feedback too, he acted on it.
He acted on it.
Like what you just said, no. In our world, in a peripheral, when you try to be so critical, it makes it look like you're a hater.
You are a hater. That's the thing. That's the thing. In your normal critical, you are a hater.
This mistake, Stoneboy did it last 2 years. It's the last year. Stoneboy did it after releasing Angular Gajan. Oh, the same artwork. You know, under the streams in your, and so the streams in the book, you know, choose streams in the way.
Ni na gudo. No, say yang pia can one.
So the Stoneboy,
no, correct. We don't like reading because if they had read,
you see, experience. Sometimes, okay. Sometimes it's good to make a mistake because or a mistake, you know. Me who here now. I put it out. It has educated somebody.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes being a scapegoat is also okay.
Definitely. Beautiful. Eric, yen shendam komudinasi. Yaka album listening na what can then EP listening or yabati?
Okay, so album listening is a session that is held for. It's a private listening session that is held for industry stakeholders and as a who matters in the industry, who matters in album now, and as a project now we release, you know, or be releasing, you know. So what they do is they find a location and then they do it. It is like to launch it. It is like to launch it or to adore the project before or after it has been released. That basically that is what it is.
Oh, okay. Before the private listening.
It is sometimes it happens after.
After it has been released. Okay. Adam, I want to associate EP also. What do you EP listening and album listening? What do you understand by it? But then before that, no, me the pedetrim.
Yeah. And I make us say like we share some of the artists are like under Def Jama. Most of them and. Design is distinct. Grammys BBA and they've done it for Stoneboy, Nasty C, Adenkule Gold, Buju Banton, DJ Khalid, Coco Jones, and a couple of the artists, and all of them have designs. Like different colors. It doesn't connote anything about Grammy. We have to be careful of some of these things and we pay attention. The album listening, I think it's a way and for the creative awareness album before they release it, and over some time, it's becoming the culture in our industry where some artists, when they have an EP to drop, to the extent that they've been crying the singles, when they want to release a single, they do a listening where they have. Industry colleagues, among others, present now release before the songs really come out.
Inti yamfa de yamfa the listening before bringing the song out, you know. Say yamfa you are an artist, you guys are artists. Now after your album listening, a guru in the industry comes to tell you that this particular song and that particular song fault one. Would you go back and re-record it even after you have done an album listening?
It will depend on the time because don't forget that Siciano, because of the digital nature of music distribution, even weeks ahead, already all the amount distributors, Apple, wine, you know what Trump do, some my year on promotional material, be are waiting just for the day to release it. And mostly, so it's advisable that the album listening and other, it will be closer to the date of release. So that the bars will flow straight into the release. Into a comparison, too close for them to change things. I mean, to get all the distribution outlets to do a change, a bad thing. So that is why mostly it is good that before answer only distributing firms and obey agreement. Make sure that you have some key industry people listen. And yes, they play it to people, they send it to people to listen to the songs before would be boom egu and yeah that album listening national changes, especially if you are going by the way unless say be a the music stores and share that and hit it on a day you are a date you are releasing, and I say release date is not too close to the album listening is not too close to the release date. I know, I mean, they can afford you some of this luxury to make the changes. But if you are strictly going by plan, when a distribution for no we or buy a flyer, promotional materials amount, and it's very close, it will be difficult for you to, I mean, do that changes. And yeah, when you create changes.
Eric, is it really necessary? Yes, it can flow into or push what kind of streams to the what kind of the release and all that. Yes, Matasi. But is it really necessary that as an artist may release the EP, another may release the EP or an album, then Miss Maria album listening? Is it really necessary? Without it, can my song still do well?
Oh yes, without it, your songs can still do well. It depends on sending album promote, promo strategy or on how to promote your project, whether EP or the album, no. But then it is very necessary. I won't talk down on it. Say it is not necessary to do an album listening or an album or EP listening. It is very necessary because once you do it, you have the intention of creating awareness for it. And the kind of people you bring there are mostly media people, radio, TV, online media, all everywhere. If you are very intentional about it, most definitely at the end of the day, after listening to the whole project, Ubia benya ne favorite home.
Okay.
Ubia benya ne favorite home.
Okay.
And if you do it on a Friday or a Thursday, any day, the next day, the person is that presenter now, then goes on radio or TV. The person definitely talk about it. Wasan selo, echo out. Waselo project. We're creating awareness now. People creating. No. Echo the online. We know about whether the web guy, whether the TikToker, whether we blogger, we use Instagram for no. Whether they will post it and people will say it. And they'll be like, oh, okay. To not say a pononim so we release a project, Obi one who radio so, 1 2 radio so, one who TV so, Obi who online. So the creation of awareness, and then sometimes they have artists na kasa in the team, omo favorites, our projects now might be releasing so. Album and EP, they have their favorites. Omo boy, because they know say the industry way for no the abano. The invites omo about when I say no stakeholders now. They are people who determine the taste of the public. Omo boy, they kind of wait to see their reaction. To see their reaction of maybe more than one person pushing, more team na select to see their reaction, and then see their reaction of other songs. So you will tell them, okay, so they were jamming to this one, more than this. So you go back, they know it's okay. Then you have to put weight on this. So I call album listening that after it, we will say, yeah. You may be so. Which song is this?
Which song was your favorite in the year?
Yes, testing. Just basically to test the waters to see. So okay, almost say when I had the pa. Right after that, they know it's okay. We have to put in work here. We have to put in work here. And then sometimes also, it's a project, a mix, a mix from the secular side, not it through. And it's a gospel now, Nyami street throughout, you know. From the secular side, when I say it's mixed, to say Stone Boy recent album Fifth Dimension, there's Afrobeat in it. There is no way Manoji,
Angela
Kijo. There's reggae in it. There's dancehall in it. There's high life. And you know, when you bring way for no, when you are invited, you invite people from who work around all of these genres. Omoba. So when they come, reggae presenter no, or reggae dancer presenter no, or project is a reggae dance or song or something to the reggae lovers no. High life presenter no, so promote your man high life for no. So it's kind of satisfy every audience in the public and also. So. Basically, so there are some that go with TNT for
one hour bay no.
Or Mumbai, Lorry Fair beats no. And no quite was deaf. And you say he will sit on the job. Promote your mouth. So me there, if you ask me, say it is necessary, I will say it is necessary. I want to add up to question I'll be saying and say so be after it maybe be our preacher catch or say I know you any say anka.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That is why there's remixes now.
Okay.
That's why there's remixes now. You know, a very good artist and that's a very good way who listens. No, catch and say oh, and you know you say that's a ebenye or Judy or you so you're musically inclined. You try to work around with a remix. And I say be later, or create a new song and put that idea in our car, you know. In it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Adam, Erica Kasa P. Or you question beefy man, but then I would still ask you that question. Now I elaborate more. In a case where, I mean, there are a lot of albums, there are a lot of EPs and you might promote what them EP no do. It's a different one altogether. Inti Summit Radio do another said them no ne video ho na mo promoter or you no na mo promote. So in a case where at an album listening no, there is maybe a unanimous decision. There is a split. People go out there. This one is promoting this one. The other one is promoting that one. Other one is promoting the other one. Obey then a plan no advertising but another promotional plan we to know a right path. I will to know we use.
I think about this kind of thing. Say that artists be was stories and Nyuma Omodeba on album, they thought the song would have been as much as unhated. Now a different one they least expected, a blue. So a do baby music nina they blow be audio. Or at times it's not cast in stone. Opa ubeja momo. Then the amusumu feelings you believe in. You can still push it through.
Okay.
But don't stop them from pushing. Because they no pushing never hit it. Obey your dear, obey their baby. I know never hit it. So just allow the songs, because who the meaning about out. So one person in about hit and can't famba. Into the abano, just allow it to go. What you think you want to promote, push it. What others too want to use to support, because you have a work to actually promote. And then the young focus say. Ghanaian artists, they are not good, most of them are not good at promoting albums because they pick one song and that's all. Now, in academy, which I say. So you need to ensure that you are creating content for almost every song. Let's say Tuabo Dogun Sweni. Now, Sanka, albums will have lead songs. Yes, push it, but it shouldn't stop you and others from pushing the rest of the songs, because at the end of the day, you need all of them to come to a certain level, so that you will get whatever benefit is in there for you. So for me, I wouldn't advise that you should be worried when that thing happens. Have your plan, go with your plan, and let others also have their push, so that at the end of the day, it will go to, your benefit. Very good to have a listening session, especially when you are dropping an album, because some of them we have what we call brand communities. Every brand, as a brand, you need to know your niche, who you appeal to. Then you create a community around yourself, because the community serves as, a lift for your brand. What I say? If you have your brand community, the brand community can serve as an avenue for you to, test your song, test other things. And that aside, you try to create some intimate relationship with them. And that is where loyalty comes. Because if you expect loyalty, you need to show that indeed you are appreciating them. So your fans, before the album is coming, you are making your fans and other industry players believe they are part of it. So when album listening be now you want to let people know you understand? So that alone creates some energy in the people you've invited to help push the song, because they feel they were part of it and they need to bring in the energy. It also serves as a way of generating income for the artists to start with, because we can't create promotion. So you create it. In some of the countries, on that pre-save link, they throw it out for all the fans. If you want to be there, general public, you have to be part via the link. Just to a way to popularize our links. Then recently, Scott Evans Scott, he was selling merch there. Well, so he's raising some revenue, because at the end of the day, and one of the important things, make sure you have huge presence of the media, because there is something about personal branding. Now, I've started personal branding class, among other things, and the professors, when they talk about all the steps you have to use for personal branding, one of the last steps they will tell you is communicate the brand. Communicate it. So whatever you are doing with the listening party is to create attention for the song. So make sure you have huge presence of the media and influencers, so that at the end of the day, they will be able to communicate it for you, for the public to be aware that something is coming. Recently, the kind of people you invite, you have to be very careful and very strategic. Recently, you saw Medical, the Emerald Yene album party. Some of the people they invited there even brought a lot of attention to the program they were doing. Ablanco, this Shatawale, and a couple of. So you need to be very strategic with the people you are inviting. Industry players, this influencers, colleagues, fans. You need to ensure there is a mix. And there is another leg of it. It shouldn't just, mostly people leave it at album listening. You need to follow up with a release party, because the album listening, mind you have not released it.
Yes, only able take
into the release party, that's where they get most of their fans there to perform. Who's a Stoneboy or exclusive listening with the industry? Or your release party at the Polo Club, Medical, or your listening, or your release party. So at a release party, you make the general public have a feel of the song, choose their best, and in a way, it's also because Nancy was out dropping, you need a lot of content to push the song. So it becomes like more content to promote the song. So our two events, content, video content have been a bit media promote albums now to a period of 2 months, 1 month. It can sustain you for that. And you're free now for promotional content to push it. So we should be very strategic in when do. And you say, what is Babs, I release party now, Koyebi. Now, Koyeno Basa, we know about Kama, who got some face. Be releasing you, it should be strategic. And you say, be strategic.
Be strategic. Eric, you're saying, Mama General Quadraya gospel fun. Bakada gospel when they are left out in the what can then album listening. I know Quindalin Yegley did an album listening. Scott Evans, also ye. One of you, Nanyana.
Empress, we Bako Underbridge.
Empress. Okay.
And a bit so friend in the gospel space, a bit more friend album listening.
What friend?
A bit more friend executive launch. Because mostly
I don't know executive launch on the war auction in Yomana.
Yes, to raise
funds. What's for the one on channel war auction?
And Yomuyan, a bit executive launch. Who say like Tego Sisters, Nancy Omobeyo program. Who say executive launch no more too. So some of them do executive launch. And some of them, because some want to be that conventional, they don't want to quickly switch to the secular, so they give it that name. And PSA, so Oyebima ne nyumba kono Wayemi or executive law Accra and Kumasi. That's it. It's a bit more in a different way.
Eric, so gospel funds are worrying in a different way. I mean, this is part of the promotional methods of you trying to market your music. In the gospel, you know, I want to in a different way. So, I want to know to a kawa, you can add them can you to because if this is a promotional thing, this is how it's supposed to be done. Any day, how strategic you have to be. But because you belong to the church or you represent the church in it, and does it create the main buzz that they expect that it will create?
Honestly, I think say amumum cry upon on be omumboka because omuye cry between you both is here yankechi. At your collection.
Obey you boy a handkerchief at your collection.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I've never been to a gospel. Yeah, I'm inviting me that.
Okay. Makachi one shot no invite.
Almost as I was there.
Makachi no invite.
So I don't really know how they do theirs. I don't really know how they do theirs. The last one, Scott Evans, the NC, I was in talks with his manager on how to do one or two things for the lesson. But I said, invite.
Oh, maybe I now Osha where Yamisame in your way.
So, as a minister, and call Omolai Musa. But I think there are some of them who try to do it like the secular way, you know. Secular, secular for in the year, no. There are some to say, no. And there are some who actually do it kinds of conventional, no. They are reserved because of their spirituality background. No, they don't really want to do everything to say, quote unquote, we are say,
that's the business part of the spirituality.
Yeah, but until I make us still now, no, to me sales, as way, no, circular for them because mono at the day, no, obeton we being fat so and so seed.
No moment, Marco could be a waji seat sewing. Be a 20,000.
Yes, so
30,000.
They actually have an advantage. Crap also saying circular for them because the circular, no, if you don't make money from the match, she says when your CDs, you know, obito CD cry double bought. And you know, it's not really a big deal. If you don't make money from the match, now I'm finding other strategies to be able to bring a cigar on the nighter. Then you have to rely on the streams that will come out.
Oh, okay.
You have to rely on that. But we mono gospel for no. At the way so seed obit big man biaba or sofu biaba aba be pledge we sika bi or the workers okay or sofu na ba or be support me ba ni oba and or performing more sorry and means say me na me ba say no me ba be supporting so I'm pledging this to support her Miss him or her no or their ship and them to no so no or yeah, I crowd with my son, Kuyukuma say, sorry, bye,
Yes, yes, yes.
obeji of it, you obeji.
So she gospel phone call when you miss Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Omo day, any day.
I saw for omu bar, and the kind of people they invite.
No.
Omu bar, they know that a fundraising, so they really release funds, and mostly it becomes like a basis for your promotion. What I say? So gospel for omu in a different way, but omu timidi raises kapan.
And once
More video of a friend and Empress Gifty nezo ye no nya sam papa.
You first stage a concert.
Papa.
Ne LED say oh stage ne so ne
sorry when you are in church and somebody is even ministering be na people just walking.
Yeah, and people
will just be giving money.
They want to two skegu ne so stage near there.
No, the gospel from what way.
Yes, ebinumu enim sade no, ebinumu so enim.
But I think to say it depends on your strength.
Your strength.
And
you have to put money into it.
Yes, because now on stage now.
Any money aspect in the pool. And you will be able to pulley ubia.
Okay.
But you need to start from some point.
Exactly.
To share stage, if you look at the stage, you could clearly see a lot of work.
It's actually a live band performance.
Yeah, live band, instrument, bibia, and Adriane Sube Koho, Adriane Koso.
Oh, yeah, it's band no. Oh, no, yeah, no, you mean.
Now, they will invite you.
Invite him, never made the band, invite him.
Oh, Fibia, and you will come Coben Adriane, was garden with Jayaba.
Say, invite him, what's in the other from
Narco.
Adam from
man. No, no, Pimby. And you may cry hot one in
your free.
I bet sure. Man,
and you know, shadow or a cow.
Yeah, castle. Yeah. Especially
these
yes, into say, ebi only say, oh, yeah, Kwame, unim obia near dear, and on a bay come but if you have been able to build a certain like what we call social capital for your brand, where you can easily pull some people to come to your programmer. I don't know, I said I get amount, a very easy cry at the amount because we in here, we bet me the use cabby, we be na, we be creating me bossing my fabi bia hoka, me say 20,000, 40,000, gospel for the name more.
No, 40,000 from 1 year the May.
Circular for no do we
because
we are lucky.
Some years ago, I think I was Bisake Day was a BB album listening. At the end of the day, what you just CD free.
Yes, so CD in your mano. First, no, and no like a first CD. Your better will be at 10,000. They like an auction.
Yeah.
They bring it. The number mention price, from maybe at 20,000. Once will be a pledge, I'll buy it. But you say no, because the CD culture is not there. Pen drive is junior. Everything is online. Amana koye style.
Auction.
Yes. So what some artists do is say, omoye to say enyum no. Track 1 to be say track 1 to 16 tracks. They do to say, this frame portrait. They do a portrait. Maybe an album nankasa. Album nankasa. Artwork, the cover no so. Now a portrait. Then they
customize.
No more customize. So that's all the auction.
Oh, okay.
You have to be innovative. If you want to get money on that night, you have to be innovative.
Okay.
To get it.
Okay.
So what some artists do is that. So they auction it on the night. Na omenya ska, omenya. And it all depends on the artist also. Do you attract rich people to come there? Well, at the end of the day, they say, maybe I will need big dome be or when I say be I cut 10,000 or 20,000. Even in the presence of the media.
About 10,000 no be amba.
Obiama.
Inti ebi mu omo ye omo nye kra because omo nje omo mo nindi. Convo.
Sometimes you got
1K cry.
Yes, there was this incident.
Convo Facebook, yeah.
There was this incident that happened in 2016. Episode releasing the album Spa Junkies, and I think he did that same thing or CD at the lesson was at Raxton's office. And the MC was OG, Stoneboy Hives man. And the first sale is going out 20,000, will be answering 15, will be answering 10,000, will be answering. And then Samini, I think Samini did.
Yeah, Samini bought.
Yes, Samini did that I think he did that to save the situation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think he did that.
Because in Mugwasiri
No, quiet, Bibisa. So he did that to save the situation. I think 3 months later, now Samini into his car and said, "The episode quiet this song, man."
Yeah.
Maybe it's a pleasure. They are pleasure to you.
Yeah,
but too when you move.
On the business side also, no.
From
the showbiz.
What the budget?
Yeah, but from the showbiz aspect, I see it's like he saved the situation. And after he saved the situation, honestly, after he did that, he went into the news. Somebody bought first album.
It created a hype.
So you have to leverage on it.
Budget.
It's born in the new got to say.
Personal.
Because in Rebecca and Campana, ya will pay. At least we can start by letting people like do it without you expecting money, and then gradually it puts it in the minds of the people that when you go, possibly
Well, David won't say I heard that on the night, no. That's 10,000, 20,000 should be your target. 500, 200, no way, no. A lot of people, remember. So you can actually fix people in it to fake that thing. Say we'll be out of 20,000. You cannot put pressure on other people. Especially who maybe are big boys or her. Not big boy, but big boys inside, big boys, game boys inside, man. I have competition or more competition. But sorry, ko ye bibia ba
opera no so ye bi no no so ni din ba
exactly. So okoye back first one sorry say obi say na man shadow house empty fanfulia won say ba ko say ma me so menye because sexy girls bititi ho enya ma
on chere ni diviality.
And so there's a way be a way for okay I feel be between if you have 100 cedis and no crap fans where Obia with me.
Oh, sorry, ba. Beautiful. Unfortunately, in time, as soon Adam answer na yebokono mamo final submission and sana ya wrap up. Mianye Adam we are na Erikosa my final submission and sana ya wrap up.
Yeah, so I think it's a positive thing. Adibia when artists now will take advantage of. It can help create the necessary buzz for your music. It can build loyalty among your fans. It can even put your brand in a certain light. I mean, you can use it to project your brand and also ultimately raise fans. So let us learn to use it well, and we shouldn't leave it at just the exclusive listening. Let's try and add the release parties and other things to it, create more content for the song so that the album can be a success. I mean, because we release Juma and this will give you the content to promote. And so let's learn all the, good strategies in promoting our music so that we can get it to, the highest pedestal, per se,
Eric, what's it?
Yeah, so, like I said earlier, I won't discourage anybody who wants to do an album lesson. So far as you have the fans to do it, I will encourage you to do it, because at the end of the day, an album or EP, when you release it and it goes successful, it gives you multiple hits. And more cattle mu yefe. Mu yefe part because maybe I will release a couple of singles. Now, what need any hit, and then you release an album, and you get like 5 hits out of it. It adds to the numbers for you, and it's to your advantage. You see, so but me actually boom after that. Yes, so I will never discuss, but you have to be intentional about it and find a way to promote it very well. There are some albums we are releasing here. An album about release here, you the artist new team, you have your favorites. The fan base, your fan base and guys have their favorites, and then the population will be your favorites. You just have to find a way on capitalizing on all of this and making it a successful album for you.
Thank you so much. And you share or your album and EP listening. Ne importance, pros and cons. Is it okay to be done. Another onye. I know you have enjoyed this conversation. Say, I'm joining and tell me which my Facebook page or your original TV GH na akwa share. Another YouTube original TV GH na akwa share uwo homonum. Answer na moko. I would like to say a very big thank you to Oye Sadia Seidu or Pro Life Pharmacy. Teshi, just around the Lekma Hospital. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your support. And then to my brothers, Samara Marshall Khan, Franz Fallon Khan, thank you. I love you guys so much. Or from Abba Gai Nyame Adoma Wukuda, Yebasansu Yeshia. Have a good night.